Producing over 500 hours per week of talk radio, GCN Live is a world leader in talk radio. Archives for the following program can be found at gcnlive.com.
And thank you for joining the Naseema Omer Show today. Excuse me, I had a little frog in my throat. How about that perfect timing? And it's Pet Talk Day today. Again, thank you, the Naseema Omer Show, this Saturday. I have a great show lined up for you today. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Naseema. How are you?
Great. Beth Downs, owner and founder of Huggable Mugs, is going to be a regular, hopefully, on our Pet Talk days.
Yes, fantastic.
I am very, very excited. And as you all know, I am a longevity distributor, and we've just added a whole line of different products for pets. We've always had great minerals and vitamins. And guess what? Beth has joined our team. Yay! Yay! That is very exciting. Well, before we go further, I want to let the cat out of the bag, so to say.
Naseema, you are good.
Okay, I'm thinking animals.
Yeah,
I am thinking animals. We have a very, very special guest today, Dr. Matt Cruz, who is also local here in Minnesota. And tell me, Beth, how did you find Dr. Cruz? He's such a nice guy.
He is my favorite boss ever. Okay, or he was, I should say. So I worked for Dr. Cruz at a vet clinic, Burnsville Parkway Animal Hospital in Burnsville, Minnesota. And I worked for him for many years, and I mean, he was a fantastic guy to work for. And really, I have to give a shout out to him, because when I started my pet sitting and dog walking service, he allowed me to promote my brand new business from the front desk of the vet clinic. And I can't thank him enough for that. That was really a blessing to me.
Wow. How long ago was that?
That was 2008. I started my business, January 2008. Yeah. And so eventually, I got to the point where I was too busy to work there. Although I didn't really want to quit. Dr. Cruz basically had to make me leave.
Push you out the door, like, move on.
Yeah.
Go into your business. That is so interesting. And I would, too, if I were in your shoes, be so grateful.
Yes.
For a boss who was understanding and encouraged you.
Yes, he did.
To kind of move forward.
Yes.
With your own self-owned business.
Yes.
And, I'm kind of similar. I worked as a project manager outside the home full-time and did my networking business, too, myself, my own baby, right? Growing it from birth and giving it water and planting the seeds. Oh, wait, it's not about ag.
No,
it's all about animals.
Right.
Never mind. Okay, but you know what I mean. So without any further ado, but what I wanted to say is I had to give up one because it was just to the point where I could not do both.
And I remember that because I was in your Zumba class at the time when you made that decision.
Yes, that's right. You guys, and I must say, and I've expressed this to everyone in the class at that time, you guys were my support as well.
Yeah.
And every little bit helps.
Right.
In its own way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about Dr. Cruz. Hi, Dr. Cruz.
Well, hello. Thanks for having me on the show. And Beth, thank you so much for that nice introduction there.
You're welcome.
Yes, Beth and I had worked together for quite a few years, and she was a joy to have in the clinic, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one reason why I miss teaching my class is because of lovely people that have come across my path, like Beth. Seriously.
Exactly.
So let me tell the listeners a little about you, Dr. Cruz, and then we'll open it up with some questions, okay? And so Dr. Matt Cruz is local over here in Burnsville. GCN Studio is right here in Burnsville as well. And I am also in Burnsville, Minnesota, and Beth is not far away. It's just a hop, skip, and jump.
Exactly right.
Yep. So Dr. Cruz grew up on a small hobby farm in southwestern Iowa. He's a family man, a veterinarian, and he's been working as a veterinarian for quite some time. He participated in the 4-H program and was always around and surrounded by veterinarians. He does have a lovely family, young family, and so that keeps him quite busy, I'm sure. And he attended the Iowa State University to study biology before signing up for veterinarian school. So I think this is a good point for me, Dr. Cruz. Tell me a little bit more about how you and your wife decided to move to Minnesota, and maybe more importantly, did you always have this passion for animals growing up as a child on a farm?
Yes. Well, I was, as you mentioned, grew up on a hobby farm, and I showed horses and did some of the little shows around the area, and then also we raised other animals on the farm, cows and sheep, and showed some of them at the local fairs and everything. So it's kind of always one of those things that was in my interest for sure. And as I kind of moved a little bit further into my career, science was one of the things I really enjoyed, biology especially, and the environment. And then it just kind of led into where it was just kind of a natural fit for me to go into veterinary medicine. Mm-hmm. And being at Iowa State, I had lots of friends that were there that were in the pre-vet program, and as veterinarians, there's a lot of family connections a lot of times, and we had some of my classmates, their fathers are veterinarians, so I would go to their practices and see how things were done, and it just was, I was fortunate enough to get accepted to the vet school right when I graduated, and then just moved on through the same program at Iowa State. So I was at Iowa State for 8 years. And then how we moved to Minneapolis, one of my best friends was up here, and we started looking around, and we knew we wanted to move to more of a major city, and I knew I was going to do small animal medicine, and my wife at that time was in advertising in Chicago, and Minneapolis had a lot to offer for both of us, and so that's how we ended up in the Twin Cities area.
Well, we are so happy you are here. That is just wonderful. And one thing that you mentioned, the 8 years of formal structured schooling. It's amazing. Most people don't realize the amount and extensive schooling veterinarians go through it's almost like attending pre-med school and then med and then residency. And
isn't it almost exactly the same?
It's exactly the same, yeah. And now, as veterinary medicine's progressed a little bit more, and as you know, if most clients that come in with their animals are very internet savvy and very much looking for the best type of medicine, there's been more referral clinics that pop up too, so the demands of what they're looking for are a little bit higher. So we used to do where we do our undergraduate degree, and then we go on to our professional degree, which would be veterinary medicine, which is very similar to human medicine, the medical field, and then also dentistry and optometry and all these other professional careers. But the interesting thing is we didn't necessarily have to do a residency program like the human doctors would have to. So if you wanted to go into family practice and human medicine, you would go into a 3-year residency. I could get out along with the dentistry too, and as long as I passed my national boarding exams and then also state boarding exams, then I would be able to practice in those states. And we got a lot of on-job training when we were seniors and juniors in vet school. We did a lot of internships and things. So they're kind of like a little bit of a residency program that way, where you could go out and do surgical procedures and also interact with clients and learn more about the profession too. But over time, it's changed a little bit now where a lot of students that are getting done with veterinary school are doing a residency program. So they have internships available that are yearly, kind of a one-time year, and then some of them will go into a residency program where they'll do surgery or oncology or internal medicine or cardiology. And a lot of those are becoming, because the client's demands are there, they actually want to spend more money and want to find out more information about their pets' disease process they have going on. And so it has, from a standpoint of, in comparison to human medicine, really kind of followed that trend a little bit, and then also has been great for our profession because the clients are more educated, and it really helps them understand what's going on, too.
Well, thank you for that. And, Beth, I can't help but ask this because, because I'm involved with longevity and I work with Dr. Joel Wallach, who started out as a veterinarian and is still a licensed veterinarian.
Yep.
I'm sure Dr. Cruz would agree. He sees better results on how we give good stuff to our animals.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we don't have a big animal pharma, so to say. But isn't that a whole different topic for another day?
Great.
Oh, my gosh.
Write it down.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that. Oh, my gosh. But isn't that correct?
2 sessions. 2 to 3 sessions.
Yeah. All right. We're on.
But, people today feed their animals, their pets, the members of their families, really, way better than they did even when I was younger and had animals myself. You just didn't have the choices you do now, and people really pay attention to nutrition labels and everything like that, which also ties into our topic of, what we give our animals. Do they develop allergies because of that? And, whatever. So
allergies. Yeah. Tell me about it. As people, I myself am going through that. I don't know if you can hear my nose, but I am a little clogged up in my head, so to say, with my sinus. So, tell us and you being in your sitting business, I'm sure you see a lot of more patterns walking small animals, right?
Yeah.
Small animals. So what what is the most common seasonal allergy from your perspective, Beth? And then let's see what Dr. Cruz says to that.
Well, the pattern that I've noticed is very similar to humans. When I look around and I see a lot of humans sniffling and they have allergies, I also notice the pets having issues, and then they are then taking their seasonal allergy medications. So I guess it depends on what type of allergies they have. Is it food allergies or is it, environmental allergies? I do have one client who, bless her heart, is a little teeny, cute little dog, and she wears a T-shirt and booties in the summer because she's allergic to what they put on the grass.
Oh, my goodness. Let's hear more about that when we come back after this short break. Wow.
There are hundreds of silver products on the market today, but there's nothing like the astonishing health benefits of the multi-patented One Silver Solution. Boost your immune system at a great price with our Silver Solution Liquid, starting at $12.95 a bottle. Now available in regular and extra strength. That's half the price of the leading competitors. Call 844-USILVER for your free catalog, or go to OneSilverSolution.com. OneSilverSolution.com. There is only one Silver Solution.
Hi there, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy, and we're looking in this time of terrible financial crash, terrible meltdown of the medical system. We're looking to pay people obscene amounts of money if you become a student of our business at Longevity. We will help you actually take care of people better than the medical system has. Think about it. We spend more money in America for health care than all the other 218 nations the world put together, and they can't even solve weight loss problems. I mean, the medical system can have a total mental brain fart, and if you do this, you will be able to save an enormous amount of people from being overweight, being obese. They don't even know what causes obesity. Believe me, we know what causes obesity. In the medical system, they think it's from eating too much. It's not from eating too much. It's actually a mineral deficiency. Do you solve a iron deficiency anemia with a bone marrow transplant? That's what they think. Do you solve a mineral deficiency that causes obesity with a gastric bypass? That's dumber than a stump. Contact us at gcnminerals.com. Learn how to lose weight, look good, and save yourselves a gob of money.
I am a 47 57-year-old female and had a heart attack in 2005. This is Alice from New Jersey. I still get angina, even with 4 stents. I was taking nitro 2 or 3 times a week. The very first day after taking Heart and Body Extract, the chest pain was gone. Now I don't wear a nitro patch.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Does being over 40 make you feel like half the man you used to be? Do you feel more tired, out of shape, not in the mood like you used to be? Thanks to an exclusive formula, you can help boost testosterone levels safely and naturally. Introducing Ageless Male, a life-changing supplement for men tested to help increase testosterone levels.
You'll notice a boost in your energy levels. Workouts work, sex life improves. It's like a light switch goes on.
Try Ageless Male risk-free if you would like to experience what taking Ageless Male can feel like. Support for healthy, normal testosterone levels, healthy energy, and increased performance. And more romance when you want it.
Call 1-800-327-4821. That's 1-800-327-4821. 800-327-4821. 800-327-4821. That's 1-800-327-4821.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Welcome back to the Naseema Omer Show, produced by Genesis Communication Network in Burnsville, Minnesota. You can catch my show and others on GCNlive.com. GCNlive.com. Online streaming, archives, and podcasts are available as well. And my own website is NaseemaOmer.com. And you can find that through GCN Live. Today, we are talking to Beth Downs, owner of Huggable Mugs, who is going to be a regular pet talk lady here. Woo! And Dr. Cruz, a veterinarian, also locally around the Burnsville, Minnesota. So before we went on break, you were telling this really cute story about booties. So continue that.
Okay, so this sweet little dog has to wear, and actually she wears baby onesies that her grandmother modifies so that she cuts the hole so the tail can fit through. So that she's covered on her belly, because when she walks through grass, and then she wears booties because when she walks through grass, she has reactions to whatever they are using on the grass to, kill weeds or whatever. I don't know if it's
fertilizer or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is, she reacts to it, and she's much better when we do that. So even on super hot days, I'll be walking this dog down the sidewalk, and I'm sure people are wondering what my problem is. I want to have a sign that says she's got allergies. That's why, because it's.
And what would typically be seen in an animal? Like, what would result from that allergy, Dr. Cruz?
Well, typically, what Beth's kind of talking about there is is what I call it, contact dermatitis, and that's where they have some sort of allergy to whether it's the grass or their dog bed or some chemical or something that they're touching, and then that's creating them to be real itchy. People will sometimes get the same thing, too. People that have a wool allergy, they can't wear a wool sweater, it makes them real itchy, or socks and stuff like that. But it's real unfortunate for that little dog that she has to walk around in those booties in the sweater. Sure looks very cute, but it is one of those situations that can be really, detrimental to some of them because they can't, anything that they touch, it seems like it makes them allergic too. A lot of contact dermatitis is usually, you can resolve that once you take away that particular issue that they're allergic to, but environmental things like grass and leaves and all those other things outside are a little bit more challenging, especially if you want your dog to be outside too.
Pollen as well?
Yes, pollen is a little different than you can get some contact dermatitis with that, but oftentimes it's more of a inhaled allergen, just like with people, where with people we get a lot of upper respiratory and sinus type of congestion, kind of like Naseema's having right now too, and myself, I have some seasonal allergies, but with dogs and cats, there's a condition called atopy or atopic dermatitis where that inhaled allergen makes them real itchy and pruritic, and it's weird because we always try to relate a little bit to what's going on in the human side, but dogs actually get a lot more skin issues and ear issues and things that are associated with their overall system or just body, versus we have a tendency to get more upper respiratory things too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed in some of the clients that I have that have allergies, their ears are often, kind of gooey, and, full of brown debris, and it's just,
They must be feeling pain too.
Oh yeah, they're pretty uncomfortable with that, and some are really to the point where they are just miserable, and they need to get on some medication to help too. Yeah, ear problems, and people, again, with the help of the internet are much more in tune to the fact that typical ear infections, we used to think, okay, the dog's swimming or he's getting his head wet when they're giving him a bath or something like that. But now, it's more of, I'd probably say 70-80% of them are related to allergy problems that they're having, and it's that same type of seasonal allergy or atopic dermatitis that they're getting that are causing these secondary ear problems. And a lot of ear problems for these dogs can be treated as you would normally an allergy, but if they're a food-based allergy, then switching them to a diet that has a different type of protein source in it, especially if they were using a diet that has chicken and they switch over to one that either has lamb or bison or venison or rabbit or something else, a different protein, that often helps. It helps a lot for sure. So
very interesting. Well, I hear that music, and I was getting hungry with all those meat mentions there. We'll be right back.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lung. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
You wouldn't go swim with the sharks without a cage, would you?
Hey, has anyone seen Larry?
It's in our nature to protect ourselves, especially when protection is simple and affordable. That's why IDStronghold.com has been providing affordable RFID protection for over 10 years. ID Stronghold wallets protect you from electronic pickpockets who pass near you with a scanner and steal your credit and debit card info, as well as data from other cards containing RFID chips. IDStronghold.com, the original maker of shielded wallets, is a technology company, so we understand how to best protect you against intrusive radio waves. ID Stronghold wallets are designed to block RFID signals, open or close, no matter where in the wallet you put your cards. Most other RFID wallets on the market were designed with only fashion in mind and don't shield properly, if at all. If you're shopping for your next wallet, be sure to get the protection you deserve by going to IDStronghold.com, because getting anything else is like being the next victim in a Jaws movie.
Hi, I'm Rick Osick with Famous Footwear. Did you know that premature birth is the #1 killer of babies? That's why we support the March of Dimes in the fight against premature birth. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment programs, and outreach to help moms have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Learn how you can help save babies' lives at marchofdimes.org.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
It's time to kick some ash, because cigarettes have met their match. Smokers are switching to Vaporite e-liquid by LeSig, because when you kick ash, you kick tar and smelly smoke too. LeSig smokes the competition with real people customer service, a 7-day satisfaction guarantee, and same-day fast free shipping. Become a vapor today at LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes. Kick some ash.
Atmospheric aluminum, mercury exposure, estrogen toxins from plastics, microwaves from cell phones and smart meters, and low-quality foods, all combine to create conditions for the very high incidence of disease in our society. Now more than ever, we all need to be consuming those foods and herbs that epigenetically signal the cells of our body to produce energy, create proteins, and detoxify. When we properly support our bodies, then even in these toxic times, we can promote and achieve excellent health. One World Whey is the first energetically encoded whey protein food derived from Amish pastured cows on the U.S. market. After 3.5 years, we've heard miracles occur for so many people. One World Whey has a track record of promoting detoxification, improvement in elimination, and improvements in energy, skin quality, and elimination of inflammation. One World Whey is formulated to mirror the macronutrient ratios found in mother's milk. Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworldwhey.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to the Naseema Omer Show on GCNlive.com website, NaseemaOmer.com. Beth Down's website. Beth, what is your website?
My website is Huggable Mugs. That's MUGGS.com.
Okay, very good. So if you have questions after the show, please contact me through my website or Beth on Pet Talk, and we will make sure we get those items addressed for you. We are talking to Dr. Cruz today. And just before we went on break, Doctor, you were explaining to us the changes in diet in animals, and it's so interesting that, you know, when babies have ear infections, what you were explaining is very, very similar to what people go through. And,
it is. Yeah. The diet stuff has been, we've kind of knew that was a problem several years ago, and the first approach that we did for dietary, discretion or indiscretion, I guess, was the fact that we would switch diets and think that would help. So initially when the diets came out, lamb was kind of the first type of different protein source other than beef and chicken that was used, and a lot of dogs did really well with a lamb type of diet. But now, as it's gone on 10 to 15 years where we're switching to different type of protein sources, that often makes a big difference for a lot of dogs. And actually a fish-based diet seems to help dogs with food allergies quite a bit because of the omega-6 and 3s in there that help kind of keep their skin under control a little bit too. Now, we certainly have dogs that go through a gamut of different food trials and nothing seems to work, and the food companies now, prescription-based diets, are coming out with what we call hydrolyzed proteins, and they are essentially proteins that are split up into smaller micro type of proteins that don't react to that little antigen complex they have. So instead of having like a beef or a venison or something that's reacting to and causing this release of histamine and allergies, now they've created a protein that is so minuscule and small that it can't even react. And so those diets have been kind of revolutionary for a lot of dogs. They don't come cheap. They're kind of an expensive diet, but to have your dog, especially if it's a food allergy situation, be responsive to that diet is great for the clients, because now they can feed them this food and it kind of eliminates some of their skin problems, ear infections, and just overall just a better well-being for the dog too.
I mean, I can attest to this because I have an American Bulldog, and that breed is one of the breeds that's prone to allergies, and Dr. Cruz can attest to this because he's seen my dog for this very situation. But my Bulldog's lower lids actually swell and roll inward and then his eyelashes are rubbing against, and initially we thought he would need like plastic surgery on his eyes, but he did not. And so he has eye drops, and he takes allergy medication, and he eats an uncommon protein which seems to help. He eats wild boar in his his food, and he so, and it's a grain-free food and that sort of thing. So we've kind of eliminated some of it, but he still has environmental allergies, I believe, or pollen. I don't know what it is. He's outside, and at certain times of year, I can tell he's worse than others.
Sure. A lot of seasonal allergies are popping up right now during this fall, and especially since, good for us, it's a nice fall and it's beautiful out there. A lot of our dogs are kind of suffering with their fall allergies, where they like to get that hard freeze, and really get things kind of under control. But we've seen dogs that come in, and we kind of call the fall allergy the state fair itch, because they're always itching around the time of the state fair. And then they'll get their treatment, because most of them are really uncomfortable, and they'll have to go on to either an antihistamine or a steroid or something else to kind of get their immune response under control. But then we usually get a short-term thing where we treat them for 3 or 4 weeks, but as the weather is as nice as it is now, the middle of October, they're coming back in for their next round.
What about that 80-degree day we had that one time, and then it falls down to 54. And blowing wind and leaves and everything. That's what a parallel with humans, really. I mean, you learn to recognize the behavior of your pet, whether it's a dog or a cat, similar to you learn to know and pick things up about your baby or your children. And one thing you touched on, the skin, on these skin items, like, for example, things are just clicking in my head so much better even, because, that's what treatments for people with skin condition, mega doses of omegas will do wonders. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
well, I have many clients that when I go to do, they're say they're out of town, we're pet sitting for them. They have we are dumping, the tablets, the fish omega-3s and whatever right in their food, and they just gobble it up. But they're getting, their daily doses of it. Each meal, actually, they're getting a dose of it because they have such, itchy, dry skin. And there's nothing worse than a dog that itches constantly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Raw. Don't they get raw on the spot wherever?
Well,
and the fur falls off or something.
Well, yeah. but they just don't relax. They can't calm down. And they, how do you can you imagine having a little kid
who let the dogs out,
who was constantly itching? You would do anything you could to alleviate their troubles.
Yeah, and we see that a lot where people will come in and the comment they make to us is, I can't sleep, the dog's itching, and we're like, well, we need to have you sleep because you're uncomfortable.
Treat the mom and the dad, the human mom and dad.
Or the dog has a collar on, it has like 3 or 4, name tag, rabies tag, something, and it just rattles all night,
Oh my goodness,
scratching,
that would drive me bananas.
Very similar to the human when we have that, when we have those seasonal type of allergies. Some of them some can be controlled by antihistamines, but a majority of them have to have some sort of something to kind of stop that initial response that they're getting, because if you don't, then they can itch themselves really to like the hair loss and also skin infections and secondary infections, and then it becomes a little bit crazy. And there's so many different types of treatments that you can do, but finding out exactly what they're allergic to, and the ones that are environmentally allergic to things, it becomes it's a little bit of a challenge unless you do some allergy injections and skin testing and just find out everything. But most of them, it's kind of a short-lived seasonal fall or spring where they have it for 4 to 6 weeks that they're really uncomfortable. And if we can get them through that, then the winter months are generally a little bit better for them.
Well, I am just in an awe, seriously, because I don't know much about animals, not having owned dogs or cats myself. And as we're having this wonderful conversation, learning, and that's my mission is, to learn myself and bring that learning to our audience is what we're doing, is sharing information. And allergies and skin testing. I worked in a people's clinic. Allergies way back in California, in Pomona, California, and I did skin testing.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah. And here it is on people. I mean, on animals. Yeah. It's like, and you actually have a dermatology area there, right? But before we go on, can I just say one more thing? We were talking about food and diets and things like that, and supplements, etc. for pet, and you mentioned some products, so feel free, what you recommend. And then, Beth, can you just real briefly share that story about what we were talking about just before you came on, about how you were amazed that your dog had these sprinkles on their food and it was working fine.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I have a couple of longevity pet products that I've been testing, and I have a big American Bulldog, yes, with allergies, and I have a little Chihuahua who has PLE, which translates to Dr. Cruz.
Oh, PLE?
Yeah.
Protein-losing enteropathy?
Yes, but what does it really translate to in humans? What is the...
It's pretty similar to... What food is Caesar on?
He's on Taste of the Wild, but
okay.
What's the disease that humans have?
Oh, is it for his skin or is it for his intestinal?
It's for his intestinal.
Yeah. Oh, it's very similar to like Crohn's disease.
That's it. Crohn's disease. I'm sorry, everybody. I could not remember what that was.
Good.
So anyway, because it's similar to Crohn's disease, and we all see the commercials and everything. Well, if he eats the wrong thing, there is diarrhea.
Gluten?
I really don't know quite what it is, because this is a new thing for us.
Okay.
However, he doesn't get treats anymore. He gets his food as a treat, and so now he thinks, poor guy. but
nothing wrong in healthy eating.
Yeah, but so anyway, based on all that, I was looking at the ingredients and somewhat reluctant to give him some of the product just because I was concerned. Well, here's what happened. I gave him, there's a product called Perpetual, and it's kind of an anti-aging, product. Lots of, wonderful things in there. So I actually gave it to him, and fingers crossed, he's doing fantastic on that. He has had absolutely no issues. He's getting a healthy dose of, anti-aging properties. I know that sounds kind of funny for pets, but in all honesty, it's a really just a good dose of minerals and that sort of thing. So anyway, he's done extremely well on that. And with my bulldog, I've been sprinkling on the Arthrodex onto his food, which is a supplement sprinkle, much like what we would maybe drink on the human side, like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, something like that. Very similar to that. He is also doing quite well on that.
Great.
Yeah,
great.
Thank you for that testimonial on behalf of your
guess
pet
it turned out to be that way.
That was amazing.
I didn't really intend that.
That's amazing. Well, I hear that music. Don't you guys love this music?
I love
Sorry,
the music.
I'm partial to it.
She loves the music.
Dr. Cruz loves it too.
I love it.
We're jamming over here if you could see us. Okay, we'll be right back.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I have an important message. Right now, the highest levels of government are struggling against an inevitable crisis, but they're about to lose control. When this happens, it will rip our country apart in ways you never imagined, from where we shop to the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. A few years ago, I warned that the housing prices would collapse. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash, and they did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all. I've posted a free video at $downfall.com. Maybe you'll disagree with my conclusions, but first you need to watch this video and see the facts for yourself. You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc, admitted in Mass only. Sokolov Law, LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Ken Levin, responsible attorney in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Greg Hobby, New Jersey. The choice of lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely upon advertisements. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been impacted by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-218-HELP. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of hard-working men and women, including many U.S. veterans and industrial workers, have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers knew the dangers but put profits ahead of people. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trust has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be entitled to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Call for a free legal consultation at 1-800-218-HELP. That's 1-800-218-HELP.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Do you lay awake at night and worry about the health and safety of you and your loved ones? Do you wonder what would happen if you weren't able to get to a hospital or doctor? How can you keep your family safe against the deadly pathogens that are beginning to emerge in the world today? Give yourself peace of mind with Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver is turning heads around the world as a new weapon in the fight against bacteria, viruses, and fungus. Supernatural Silver can be taken internally or used topically to help the body's own immune system fight off disease much more effectively. Supernatural Silver has been tested at independent universities and laboratories around the world and has been proven to be safe and highly effective against some of the planet's deadliest pathogens. There is no better product to have in your home for daily use or emergency preparedness. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, use the code SILVER2015 for 20% off, and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pileski of the Pileski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Welcome back to the Naseema Omer Show on Genesis Communication Network. You can get to our archives and podcast and look for a video file on my YouTube channel, the Naseema Omer Show, after the show has aired and completed that. So, this segment goes really, really fast. I'm not going to talk too much, but I do want to...
I don't believe it.
I know I can keep going, but, there's so much to talk about. Well, I'll just have to slate it for another session.
Yes.
Another episode,
yes.
I mean. So, Beth.
Yes.
You were explaining about all these things about your poor dog, and I'm so happy that he had such wonderful results in such a short time.
Yeah.
Such a short time. And Dr. Cruz, I will get to you samples right after this show, and I'll pass it to Beth, and then whenever you
bring
connect,
it to the clinic.
Yes, because if you're open to that, we'd love to know what your testing reveals.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yep.
And okay, so this goes by really fast. What do we want to squeeze in and wrap up with?
Well, we could certainly talk about treatments of allergies.
Yep, that's good.
What kind of people are looking for as far as treatment goes. If you're interested in that topic,
let's do it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So depending on what's going on with their, we'll just kind of stick with since we're in the seasonal allergies. What people typically use to treat and what doctors usually treat with, veterinarians. Usually what we like to do is supplements are great, your omega-3s and things that can help their skin, into fish oil, like Beth had mentioned earlier, too. A lot of people, we try to initiate some sort of antihistamine with treatment, just like with people. We use a fair amount of Benadryl and also hydroxyzine. Chlorpheniramine is another one we'll use. Some of the human ones, your Allegras and Claritins and stuff, don't work that well, and they're kind of difficult to dose. Usually with most dogs that are kind of in a heightened state of their allergies, antihistamines barely touch them, and sometimes they need to have some sort of steroid therapy to kind of get them through that initial hump, and then maybe the antihistamines can keep it under control at that point. As clients get used to treatment process or know that their animal's going to have a seasonal attack, then they may start the antihistamines earlier, and then maybe they can avoid doing any type of additional treatments. The second thing is if it gets to a point where they have skin infections, then oftentimes we do have to do oral antibiotics, also shampoos, and sometimes we even, we'll do to the point where we do some sort of skin testing or blood tests actually now to check for food and also environmental allergies, and that helps us diagnose a little bit. Most animals, probably 70% of them, we just have to treat them through the season, and then that is the 4 to 6 weeks period of time, and then they're usually in pretty good shape. But some of them have, unfortunately, their season is spring, summer, and fall. So
that would be my dog.
And so you're treating for the spring, and then all of a sudden the summer comes, and then they're on medication.
Then the booty's gone.
Yeah, most of those treatments usually result in doing some sort of medication that is designed for long-term usage. And there's new ones out there. Atopica is one that's a cyclosporine. It's an immunosuppressant medication that kind of helps even things out. And Apoquil is a brand new one that came out by Zoetis, which used to be Pfizer, and it has done great for a lot of these dogs. And you can use those long term. And we try to do everything we can, but at the same time, we get back to the situation is how uncomfortable the dog is, and to watch them just sit there and itch, and then they get themselves to a point where they're making themselves uncomfortable, and then secondly causing harm to themselves too.
And their owners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with people, we realize that if we scratch our arm, if we get into some poison ivy or something, then we shouldn't scratch it. We should put some medicine on it and be done. If you're a dog, you're thinking, if I scratch that, the more I scratch that, the better it's going to get.
Too funny.
And it doesn't get better, and they don't understand that it's not going to get better, so we have to kind of guide them through that.
And they're going to cut us off here, so your website real quick, burnsvillevet.com. burnsvillevet.com, and he's got a dermatology area in there as well. Catch you next time. Catch our archives. Right. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Dr. Cruz.
Thank you, Dr. Cruz. Bye, Naseema.
Bye. What fun. I want a little puppy. Maybe not. I don't know. Don't hold me to it. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Earthquake, floods, winter storms, prolonged power outages, or war. Each of us have had that moment when we recognize that we need to be better prepared. We typically do the same thing. We start with food storage, then we address the need for water. But have you considered heat storage? I'm talking about staying warm in the cold. Here are some things for you to consider. How will I keep my family warm? The standard answers are firewood, coal, or propane. But the problem with that if you need to be on the move is you can't take it with you. Another concern, there may come a time when you need to stay warm without smoke, like in times of war. There may even come a time when you can't burn fuel. The answers may be simpler and less costly than you think. For these answers, go to FortressClothing.com. Again, FortressClothing.com has the answers to your heat storage dilemma. Don't get stuck in the cold. FortressClothing.com. You'll never be cold again.